Okay, good evening, everybody. Today is Wednesday, February 9th, and this is CAD 214 MEP. Today, we're going to discuss more information in regards to ductwork and HVAC systems in Revit. Here we take a look at the mod screen, and we'll have two mods that are going to be due on Monday. The one that we worked on last time, which is our HVAC ductwork. And this one will just be using the first and second floor model that you created and create their layouts of those return air and supply air ductwork. The mod that we have due also, which will be mod number 3, the HVAC ductwork system and create system, is basically the same thing. It's just going to be using a slightly different variation on how to create ductwork. This one, and you're also going to be importing this one a little bit differently. So when you start this assignment, you can go ahead and download this file. It's very similar to the one you've already used, but I want you to just go ahead and use this one to start. So when you download this one, you're just going to jump into Revit, and we're going to open this one a little differently. I've already downloaded and opened it. So instead of using the project that you created, we're going to go ahead and go to New, and we're going to go straight to our mechanical template. And we're going to import that file right here. Since I've downloaded it already, when I go to Revit, I'm just going to go to my Insert tab, and I'm going to go to Link Revit. I'm going to find where I downloaded that file, which I know is right here. And then I'm just going to bring that in to my mechanical. So the other one, we started out, we created our own floor plan, which is very similar to this floor plan, if not exact. And in this one, it just shows you how we can link a Revit file to it and just bring the Revit file in. So you have a couple of different options on how to create this. This will be the one that you use most often, just bringing in a Revit file and using it like that. So what do we do from here? So here we're going to basically do the exact same thing that we did before. I'm just going to show you a slightly different variation on how to create ductwork. So we're going to stay in our floor plan 1 mechanical, and I'm going to jump to my systems. I'm going to lay this out a couple of different ways. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and start with mechanical equipment, and go to my property type selector, and I'm just going to pick one of the VAV units. And I'm going to place this over in my mechanical area. And remember, when I place that there, and if I jump to 3D, I didn't change the elevation of that. So I want to make sure that I do that, and I want to bring it above my ceiling line. My ceiling line is actually set to 8 foot, so I'm going to offset this to 9 foot. I'll go to my ceiling mechanical. So here I have my ceiling view, and I'm going to lay out my air terminals. And make sure this is the supply one I'm laying out. I'm going to set that to 8 foot, so it's in line with the ceiling. Let's start this. I'm just laying out my supply vents. So we basically have the same layout as we had before. We can go ahead and hide these arrows just because they make it really busy. So I'm going to go ahead and select one, go to select all instances visible in project, and go to my properties and turn these guys off. And the difference between the way we're going to do it this time and the way we did it last time is this time we can go ahead and we're going to just create an automatic outline, an automatic pathway, as opposed to how we did it individually last time. So what I'm going to do is select all these guys again, right click, select all instances. I'm going to hold my control key down and I'm going to pick that also. So with all of these guys selected now, if we come up here to our modify multi-select tab and we look at our ductwork, here we're going to be able to create a system. So instead of laying it out by hand, which is good to know how to do also, we can also create the system just from the information that we have laid out. So we're going to hit create system, and it's going to ask you which one you're going to want to supply. So this is supply air, and we're just going to do a mechanical one. Sometimes there may be additional options on here for different types of vents or ductwork, but we're just going to use the default on here now. And we'll hit OK. We can have round or we can have rectangular. We're going to go ahead and opt for rectangular. Hit OK. And you see, this is the general area that this is going to be created. And we'll go back up here to the ribbon and we're going to put generate layout. And it will automatically create that layout for you, which is really nice. And then we can cycle through different options. So it'll give you a different set of options that you can choose from. Notice on some of these, there's going to be a fault in these connections, but we can go back and fix those manually. And then you can select the one that you actually like the best. So let's just use this one here. And I'm going to just do finish layout. Let's see what we got here. Has an open connection. So there's an open connection somewhere. Right there. So I can see it there. So at this point, I can just connect these. And that'll solve that issue. Just bring those together. And then if we go to 3D, we have some other issues right here. So you can see some of these aren't connecting as well. So this is one of the drawbacks of using it like this. This one's connected pretty well here. Actually, I don't like the way that's connected. So what we can do is I'm going to delete that and see, try these flex ducts. I'll take a flex duct here and connect that there. Oops. Delete that. So it's going to lay most of your ductwork out for you, and there's still times that we'll have to adjust this a little bit. You just don't want to connect for me, do you? There we go. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. And then we can go back and collect these and connect these manually. Actually, now that I've generated this layout, it's not so great because I've got other ones that are broken here. So we can actually undo that and see if we can find a better one. So I'll delete all that. Let's go back to ceiling mechanical 1 and try another option and see if that works out better. Control key, select the air handler. We'll go to create system ductwork, supply 1. We want rectangular, hit OK. And then we go to generate layout. Let's see how this one works. And remember, when we lay out this air handler, the direction that we choose for this to be laid out will affect this as well. So if I rotated this another direction, it may work out better, but then I also have to take into consideration the supply air as well. So let's just finish this one and see what it looks like. So I've got some issues here. I like to jump to 3D to see how I'm going to fix that. Oh, we've got lots of breaks. So sometimes these air handling units is when you create your automatic pathway, it works good, sometimes not so good, which is nice to have the ability to do both. I like actually creating my own pathway. I think it gives you more flexibility, but you can generate your pathway like this as well. But you can see it causes some issues.
It looks like it works if you're trying to get ideas. You know,
ideas, totally, yeah. Instead of like sketching it out yourself, which is what I suggested to do last time. This is a way to kind of get you that. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. It's just kind of a shortcut rather than you trying to figure out. It'll give you that, and then you can lay it your own ductwork around that same pathway. That's a good observation. Let's do that one more time. I don't think I've tried that one yet. I'll try that out. No, that's the one I just messed up. Anyway, we can go ahead and fix it from here too. So it's a way to get you started on it, and we can just kind of edit from here. You can use this, as Ishmael noted, to just kind of give you an idea how this how you want it to be laid out. And then really, I do think it's better just to draw it on your own, just because it gives you a little bit more flexibility, and it's a little bit easier to work with when it comes to connecting these. And I do prefer the connectors with the flex duct as opposed to these right here. So we can move this back. Let's move this back a little more and add that flex duct into system. So we can get that laid out as well. Another thing I did want to show you as well, let's see, undo all that again. Is when we are laying out our own ductwork. So if we select our ducts and we want to create them ourselves, we can change the width of these. Sometimes if we're coming off a larger duct, if we have some of the larger air handling units, so let's click on this one. So this one is out by 1411. I'm going to do spacebar just to rotate it to make it a little bit easier for me. Kind of pull it up here. So I have my outgoing air here and my incoming air here. From this point, I can draw that up to here. At this point, I can change the width of my ductwork. If I wanted to drop that down to 10 inches. That'll automatically change that to 10 inches and add those correct connections. So you can adjust that as well. So you can do that with the height and the width. And you'd want to do the same thing with your return air as we did before. So just a short lesson tonight, just to show you a different way to do it. I wanted you to do it strictly on your own last time. But here's the extra way to kind of speed things up a little bit for you and adjust stuff from there. Any questions or any difficulty with the last assignment? Jonathan, just to, I think you came in after I mentioned it, but we're going to have these 2 mods that are going to be due for Monday. So the one that we worked on Monday, and then just this new assignment here, which is just that one story, importing that building, linking it with Revit, and creating another system with the automatic layout, just to get you practice playing with that. So that's
Cool. So you want that automatic, you want us to definitely use the automatic
For this-
layout for mod 3?
Yeah, just to get used to using it, use it
Okay.
use it for this mod. So
Yep.
you're comfortable with both options. And then also what's good about doing the automatic layout is that it gives you a chance to go back and kind of adjust the vents and the ductwork so that they work kind of like we kind of played with back here.
Cool.
And you can just kind of adjust it. So it's just another way to do the ductwork, and just more practice on it. But this way you can also link this Revit file. It'll make it a little bit easier for you because it's just this 1-story building.
Do you want us to do the adjustment to the duct size like you just did there? Or do you want us to use whatever they give us, the 11 by 10 or?
Play with it, adjust it how you think is best. What would because I want you to know how to do that. Basically what would happen in the real world is the engineer would give you the layout and he'll say, take this duct, make this a large duct, like a 20 by 20. And as it goes along the pathway, he should have, and you can reduce it to like a 10 by 10. Let's see if I can find an example of that.
When you reduce it like that, it's going to increase the airflow, correct?
Exactly. So the further out you get, the smaller those ducts get. So you have a lot of it, usually air power coming directly from the air handler itself. Right. And then as the tributaries come out, just like arteries in the body, they get a little bit smaller as they go. So, because if you had a 20-inch vent coming from here to here, you would lose that air power to trying to get out to these smaller vents, so much further from the original source of the air. That's why the engineers will do those kind of calculations. We're not going to do those calculations, but yeah, we want to just kind of figure out.
Would you return it the same way? Would you return smaller to larger as it gets closer to the unit?
Usually on the return air, that would be just, it wouldn't be such a large return air to start with, where you have such a large force of air pushing out. So that can be like a mid-size return air. So that one doesn't wouldn't change. There may be some instances where it does, but yeah, we're not gonna worry about that.
And I think I jumped on right as you were talking about importing the Revit file that you created.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to wait till after class, can you just go through that real quick for me again?
It'll take a second. It's really easy. I can do it again real quick. So let's jump back here. It's going to be in mod 3.
Okay.
You're just going to download this and save it on your hard drive somewhere. And once you have that saved, you're going to jump back to Revit. You're going to open up a new project,
okay,
which will be mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to let me reopen it, so let me close this other one, which is okay. So once that new one is open, you're just going to go to your insert tab, link panel, and your Revit link. find where you saved that download and just open it here, and everything
Okay.
will be imported.
Cool. All right.
So, yeah, it's real easy. So, and this is just a one story to kind of make it a little bit easier on you as you kind of play with that, because a lot of it is repetitive, but it's good to have the different ways to know how to use this program. So, any questions, guys? All right. Yeah, pretty straightforward. If you have anything that comes up, shoot me a text, and both of these will be due before next class on Monday. And then we'll kind of move on from there. Just to let you know, just kind of heads up how the rest of the semester is going to go to midterm. We've got 2 more weeks, and then we're going to be on break for Mardi Gras. When we come back, we'll review for the midterm here, and we'll have the midterm exam here on the 9th. Midterm exam will just be giving you a smaller building, and you'd be creating an HVAC system. And we'll kind of play with a couple of different things between now and then as well, but very straightforward between now and the middle of the semester. After that, we'll jump into electrical and plumbing.
Cool. So no class that week of Mardi Gras?
No class this week. Yeah, we don't have any class at all at 28th. So 2 more weeks, then we're off a week. Then all the projects will be done by the 7th, and midterm will be on the 9th.
Cool.
All right, so that's it, guys. Nice and short. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week.
All right, you too.
Have
Thanks.
a good one.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Everyone have a good week.
You too. Bye-bye.